And we're live.
Scott, you actually said that in a very sexy voice. People are going to think this was a soft porn video.
You never know.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, everybody, if you haven't subscribed to us on iTunes, please get your ass over there and do that shit right now.
Yes, and leave us some nice comments,
yes.
too.
Yes, we're trying to build up our podcast. Now, we're going to talk about the 2013 summer movies.
Mm-hmm. And some we've seen and some we haven't.
Yes.
But like we always say, we deliver half the news.
We deliver half the news.
We're just going to fucking wing it.
We do shit in a half-assed way. But we're going to start out with the blockbusters. And these are the big movies that...
Is this out already?
These movies are out or either going to be out within a couple days. By the time people see these videos, these movies will be out. And what we're doing is we're talking about the movies that not necessarily are the best in the box office, but we knew under any circumstances, were the best movies, but under any circumstances, they would have a lot of money, make a lot of money in the box office. And we're going to start out with
Wolverine.
Yes, starring Hugh Jackman. Now, ladies, I'm going to tell you what.
You know what? I actually was watching the Today Show this morning on one of these shows, and they were interviewing Hugh Jackman.
He looks good as shit.
And he had to eat, I think something like 6,000 calories a day.
Hugh Jackman is...
And train 3 hours a day, 6 months straight to get ready for this role.
People who think that some of these people can just do these roles and it's not a lot and stuff... It is a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, there's a scene, where he's in front of the green screen. We're familiar with that. Yes. And they're blowing wind fans on him. So he looks like he's crawling on this plane.
Yes.
And they couldn't get the effect they wanted.
They were talking about that.
Yeah. They put so many wind fans on that it fell off.
Yeah.
And then they had to harness him in. And you can see how much physical work that he's doing. Anyway,
do you know who he talked to about working out? Like who he was getting advice from for getting in shape?
Who?
The Rock.
Yeah.
He spoke to The Rock about it.
Well, and if he was training with The Rock, let me tell you something. The Rock trains with George Farrell. If anybody, obviously, during my bodybuilding days, George Farrell was a former bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder. Those guys, when you get those bodybuilders or those professional bodybuilders or former bodybuilders to train you, they are no joke. You see the Hollywood, they're like anything goes. You're in Hollywood, you're going to be an action star. We're going to make sure you get in phenomenal shape. And they push those boys because The Rock looks phenomenal.
So you're going to go see Wolverine?
I am definitely going to see Wolverine. If you guys are not familiar.
I never saw the first one.
Well, there was no first Wolverine. There was X-Men. And he was one of the characters in X-Men.
What do I know?
You obviously
not a lot. I know
lot.
about the X-Men, but I don't.
He was one of the characters. He's one of the X-Men. Would you like to know some more about Marvel Comics?
Sure.
Okay.
Later,
yeah. Not during the show. It could take up forever. Now, the next movie is a movie that Sky is just rushing out to go see. It's called The Conjuring.
No.
Yeah, you just...
just by seeing those clips alone of this movie on TV, I'm not gonna see that. No.
Why is that?
Because the fucking clapping like this behind that woman's head, I'm done. Who wants to see that shit? That's not enjoyable.
You sound like my buddy David. He hates fucking horror movies.
Who wants to see that?
Anyway,
anybody out there is going to go see it, please leave me a comment.
People love that.
Why?
Teenagers and stuff, because they love to be scared off their ass, and then they can't. People just love horror movies.
No,
even though they don't do really crazy in the box office, The Conjuring is expected to do very well.
It looks creepy as shit, and I will not be watching
Yes, and it's about two paranormal investigators that help these people that have a farmhouse and shit just goes really wrong. That's all I can say.
That's all I wanted to know.
Now,
Despicable Me. Anyone seen it? The first one? No.
Have you? I saw the first one and I loved it.
I don't think I can sit through it.
I'm going to tell you what, when it comes to
little yellow things?
Yeah,
what did
they're
they
little
do?
minions, and it was great.
Minions?
Yeah. And,
you know that I actually follow them on Twitter. I don't know why, but I keep getting tweets from the minions.
Despicable Me, some of these Pixar, the movies they make in Pixar Studios are because they have adult humor to them. They're for kids. Let me tell you something. Despicable Me 2 is blowing everything out of the water.
It is? Like it is. All the movies?
No, but we'll get to another movie that's actually grossed more than that, and it's right along the same alley. It's just because parents take their kids there, they want to go back and see it again. The parents have to sit with the kids. So
they want to make it enjoyable for the parents too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's definitely a very big movie at the box office right now. It's doing very well. Now,
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
I am Superman.
Henry Cavill, who is another Hollywood hottie, has come out, is starring in the Man of Steel. And it's funny because one of your favorite actresses, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember in one of our past shows, you talking about Amy Adams, how much you like Amy Adams.
I do. She's adorable.
She plays the role of Lois Lane.
Really? She's perfect for that. I like her.
And another actor, what is his name? Actually, Sky, why don't you do your job and scroll down since you already get on me saying that I suck at doing it? I don't know his name. Michael Shannon. That's his name.
I don't know who that is.
Michael Shannon, for everybody who doesn't know
Michael, playing?
He's in Boardwalk Empire, and he plays this real quirky character in Boardwalk Empire. He's really strange, and he's actually plays the character of General Zog, who is like the enemy of Superman in the movie. So I'm excited to see this. I actually have not seen this movie yet. Oh well.
I guess I might have to go see it too. How about The Heat?
The Heat, starring Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. It's her second movie.
That looks hilarious to me because I saw that movie Identity Thief with her, and
that was great.
She was so funny.
She was so funny. And you know what? The Heat is actually doing better than most comedies. I think it's doing better than Grown Up 2. It's doing better than This Is the End, and which was a funny movie.
This Is the End. I saw it. It was funny as shit.
Crazy,
and very, very crazy.
My kind of humor.
Like, oh my god! It was. There were giant penises on aliens in that movie. A lot of penises everywhere.
Right. Just because my maturity level's way down here.
It was really crazy.
Now let's move on, Sky, to the sleepers. Okay.
The sleepers, like the ones that are so like, nah, we don't need to see these.
Well, no. The sleepers where people. They've been in theaters for a while, and all of a sudden they've picked up steam. Well? They're doing well, like because they're independent films, or people did not hear about them. They didn't have the type.
When you say sleepers, I think of movies that are like so boring that we need to pass them up. But that's not what you mean?
No, a sleeper is basically something that no one expected to do as good as they're doing. So they surprise you. And a lot of times, a lot of sleepers are independent films, or sleepers can also be films that don't have a huge budget, so they can't do all that crazy marketing. So you don't know about them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, people start to see them, the word gets around, and people, through word of mouth, they become really good. And the first one we're going to start out with is Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, I've seen clips for that.
Yeah, and is
that a true story?
It's a true story about a 22-year-old Bay Area resident, this boy, and it's basically about him crossing paths with his friends, his enemies, and his family during the last day of 2008. It's really good. The guy Ryan Coogler, he wrote it and he directed it, and that tells you that was probably a small budget, but it has an up-and-coming actor, Michael Jordan, not to be confused with him. Can
I just tell you something about that? I like to watch Chelsea Lately every night, guys. And the other night, this new actor, Michael B. Jordan, was on, and I was telling my man, I'm like, honey, Michael Jordan's going to be on Chelsea Lately. And he was like, what? He was all excited. And this guy shows up. I'm like, who's this?
You should have got the hint with the Michael B. Jordan.
I didn't even notice the B. I didn't even know Michael Jordan's middle initial.
Yeah, Michael Jordan is a common ass name, too. I mean, there's a lot of people named. I would never want to be.
I was all excited.
Did you ever see the commercial with Michael Jordan where the guy is named Michael Jordan? He's like this middle-aged white guy, and he's walking through the airport, and people are holding up signs for him, and he's like, it's like cursed because he's got this name. Now, the next sleeper that we have on our list.
I'm dying to see.
It's called The Way, Way Back. And that is about 14-year-old, this kid named Duncan, and he's 14 years old, and he goes on summer vacation with his mother. Yeah. And then basically
with a bunch of crazy middle-aged drinking people.
And he's a little like
troubled.
Yeah, he's a little bit more of an introvert, a little troubled, and his mom is dating.
Toni Collette.
Yeah,
who's dating Steve Carell, who's kind of an asshole.
In
this movie, which I just love Steve Carell.
Because he can do anything.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he can play anything, and it's interesting because this boy befriends a couple people who are funny, and one of them happens to be
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, who's funny as shit, and a couple other people. So that should be a great movie.
That looks like a fun summer movie.
Last on the sleeper list is the to-do list. And
I never heard of this.
The to-do list is about this girl who's feeling more pressure to become sexually experienced.
Oh, wait a minute. I saw this.
Right.
Yes. And she makes a list.
And it's got Bill Hader. And
what she needs to do.
Before she goes to college, And so during the summer, she creates this to-do list. And these are all the things she's going to do prior to her going to college.
Wow.
And so that's another movie that is doing actually very well. Now, since we talked about the blockbusters, the sleepers, we're going to talk about the things that are coming out soon to be released. And the first one,
we give you guys all the information here.
That's how we roll.
That's it.
Even though we give half the information, we give you all the fucking movies. Okay?
That's right. So now, be ready.
2 guns, not to be mistaken for 2 chains. Two Guns.
Okay.
Two Guns, and that stars Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
yes. One is a DEA agent, and one is a naval
intelligence. I think we should
intelligence.
have a field trip to the movie theater.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And just invite, like, our
the
fans?
The Kevin White Show goes to the movie
The
theater.
Kevin and Sky Show, guys. You don't just, you know.
The Kevin and Sky Show
Yeah,
goes
I gotta
to the
give
movie
Sky
theater.
credit because she makes me look pretty, you know.
Oh, thanks.
You keep things going. And you're very good with the
Aren't I
teleprompter because I
good?
suck at the shit. But, look, now she's all happy. Right? She's like this. I'm going right to. Anyway, Two Guns is about, these two guys, and they're on the run after a botched attempt to infiltrate a drug cartel. And it stars Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. And I think when you have those two big of actors, it's going to be good.
It's going to be good. Another one on the list that's coming out, which I'm dying to see, We're the Millers.
We're the Millers.
It's got Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis, and they are funny as shit.
They're funny as shit. And basically, Jason Sudeikis is a veteran drug dealer, you know, and
he looks all like, you know, all together, like.
And he
your
decides,
next door neighbor.
Yeah, he looks like your next door neighbor, and he decides that he's going to put together this fake family so he can smuggle drugs, and the shit goes all south.
And they drive one of those giant RVs.
RVs, yeah.
Yes.
Now, Elysium is a.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Elysium.
I would have said Elysium or something.
And you know what? You might be right, and I could be pronouncing
what
that shit
know?
completely wrong. But I don't give a fuck because that's just how I do shit.
Because it's our show.
It's about a factory worker that takes on a mission to hijack his way into...
He looks crazy as shit.
Yes, and would you let me finish talking?
I'm excited.
Anyways, it is about a factory worker that takes on a mission to hijack his way onto a man-made space habitat.
Wow. Okay.
Can you figure that one out?
No.
I don't know anything else about the movie. I do know, and you know what? I will laugh about what Sky just did because he just looks crazy. That's the only thing that has really got my attention.
All I see is giant muscles and like guns.
Matt Damon's in great shape, and he looks like a cyborg or something.
He looks crazy.
But
I've never seen that.
It has him, and it has what's wrong with me? Jodie Foster in it.
Oh, yeah,
Jodie Foster in it.
That's good.
And so that I think right there is the selling point for the movie. I think that could be a selling point for the movie. Now.
I give it a year? What the hell is that all about? I've never even heard of it. I'm just being honest, guys. What is that?
I give it a year.
I give it a year? Like we gave the show a year and it's fucking
and we're still
awesome.
going. We're still going.
We're still here, guys.
You know what I'm saying? It's still going.
Give what a year?
It's about the trials and tribulations of the first year of a marriage. So
we'll talk about marriage later on the show.
Yeah. So, we'll definitely, that's a perfect role. Actually, we're going to stop and we're going to go into a couple other things, but the screenplay's about was written by a guy named Dan Mazer, and he actually directed the movie. And it's about all the shit that happens in your first year of marriage, and is the marriage going to survive and all this bullshit.
Wow.
So
I guess the first year makes it or breaks it, huh?
I wouldn't know. But it does have Rose Byrne in it.
I don't know who that is.
She is, God, I can't describe her because she's so plain with it. Anyway, but you would know if you
I'll
have
to
to
Google
her picture. Now,
what? The Getaway?
What do you think about this one?
The Getaway?
Mm-hmm. I'm curious about it. I mean, it's got Ethan Hawke, okay? But the thing I think that's going to make this movie good is it has Selena Gomez in it.
Yeah, she's cute. I like her.
I think Selena Gomez
She's up and coming. She's young and fresh and pretty and everybody loves her. I think it'll be cute.
And I think it can get that young teenage vibe. Another thing that's interesting about it is it has Jon Voight in it, who I haven't seen in any of them.
I know.
Jon Voight hasn't been in a movie in a while.
But he's coming out in this new series now on like Showtime or one of these cable networks. There's a new series out. I forgot the name of it, but he's in it.
With Jon Voight?
Yeah, isn't that what's her name's dad?
Yeah.
He's in it.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
I forgot the name of it. I only deliver half the news. I'll do my research and figure it out, guys.
Yeah. Now, anyway.
Guess what time it is? Street Slang 101. And I am looking cool. I am ready for it.
I'm going to tell you what, guys.
I'm really good at it. Everybody's left me comments.
I'm going to murder this shit this week. I'm going to murder this because everybody's just say, Kevin, you're not representing any. You don't know shit about street slang.
You don't know shit.
I'm coming correct
and
this
I'm
week.
really good. Okay.
I was 2 for 2 last week.
First one?
Yes. This guy shuts me up.
Pizza regret.
Pizza regret?
Mm-hmm. Pizza regret.
Pizza regret. When you order a pizza, you eat the pizza and then you regret eating it. Like you order it and you get it and you're like, oh man, I'm pissed off that I ate this. I feel like shit.
No. That's not it.
What is it?
The answer is the feeling you get after spending a lot of money on a lot of takeout food and realizing afterwards that it wasn't a good idea. Just
I know.
The money.
The regret, the money of it.
The money.
Yeah, I do. I get that a lot.
You do?
Yeah, I get that a lot. And pizza can be fucking expensive. I had a pizza the other night. It was like 30 fucking bucks. I'm like, what the fuck? For a pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I would say the restaurant, but I'm not that kind of guy. Yes.
Delazify.
Delazify?
Delazify. That's your kind of word.
It is delazify. Delazify, trying to get somebody to do stuff, to change them from stop being a lazy person.
I like that. That sounds good. That's good enough. I'll give it to you.
Yes, what is it?
It's prying one's fat ass off the couch to get him to get some shit done.
Yeah, kicking with 1 for 2.
Yay! Good job! I love it.
Yes. Okay.
Wasn't that good?
How are you guys doing out there? You see, you guys talk all this shit about I don't know things about Street Slang 101. I just want to know what the fuck you guys are doing out there.
All right, how about this?
Woohoo!
That wasn't part of it.
I know, I wanted to get you off your game.
Floor sample.
Floor sample?
Yeah.
A floor sample is when something falls on the floor and you eat it anyway because you're like,
holy shit, have you been reading Urban Dictionary? Holy shit.
I'm, you know, 2 for 3, everybody. I'm redeeming my. I'm totally redeeming my.
Well, most people would have said, like me, like a nerdy white person,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been something I would have purchased as a floor sample from the store.
But that's because you're a shopper.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that when something falls on the food, on the floor, food falls on the floor, then I'm eating it no matter what. If I'm really hungry, yeah, I don't give a shit.
But isn't that
there could be a cockroach
rule?
5-second
rule.
Yeah, 5-second rule or floor sample.
Floor sample? Mm-hmm. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Is that
like something falls? Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good one for you because I know that this has happened to you before. Okay?
Oh gosh, right.
Radar ass.
Radar ass. Hold on, let me see. Radar ass.
Putting Kevin on the spot.
Radar ass. I'm just having it. Radar ass.
I mean, I think time needs to run out. I mean, how much time do you
radar
get?
Ass. When radar ass. When you feel like someone's looking at your ass and you spin around.
No.
Or you're looking at somebody. You know, I just you get so excited about it.
Yes,
your eyes. I know when I'm getting it wrong before you even say it because you're getting so you're like this.
It's so exciting.
What is it? I'm curious about
this happens like when you're driving in the car, right? For like a long time in the car. And this happens when your body knows you are getting close to home and it automatically wants to go take a shit.
Yes, that's so true. Because you can hold a shit in for hours.
But right? You're driving for 10 hours and all of a sudden you're, oh shit, I must be close to home because I gotta go.
I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna fucking
shorter. Home. Yeah.
Yeah. And the same thing is with peeing. I can hold pee for an hour and be like, oh, and then the moment I park my car.
Your body knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend years ago. We were all out, right? And this is not radar ass or anything, but it's radar literally regurgitation. And we were trying to get her home, all of us, our friends, and we were all the way out, like 45 minutes from home in a club, and she was sick, and she was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. And we managed to get her home, keep her from getting sick in the car, and literally we were going up into the house, and we got to the stoop to the front door of my house, and she puked all over the front door.
Oh my God.
45 minutes, and literally, in my house, literally, when you walked in the front door, there was a half bath right there. She was 8 feet from the bath.
And all over your front door?
Front door, and everybody's like, fuck. All over my front door. After 45 minutes in the car. Radar regurgitation, people.
Alrighty then. See? It happens.
You know what time it is?
What time?
It is time for the movie quote. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to Gabe Finley, who correctly identified Cassie Zervo's quote from Sharknado. If you people had watched the show before,
have you guys seen Sharknado?
Sharknado is a fucking hit. It is a cult wonder. Now, I'm going to give a mad shout out once again to Jose Feliciano, but also to Jonathan Kiernan because they were right on your ass, Gabe. They were just right there.
Wow.
I mean, Gabe was there, and then it was, I can't remember if it was Jose or Jonathan. They were like, bap, bap, right there. And it made me think, wow, I'm really happy that everybody's participating, and there's a lot of people. You know, you guys keep it up. Then maybe I'll give away, 2 or 3, the first 2 or 3 people.
Do you guys hear that?
Yeah. I can get generous because more people are participating.
We like when you guys interact.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
Yeah. So more people are taking, doing it. So I like that. Anyway, this week's quote. It's too late for you. You're already in the hole.
Okay.
Should I repeat it?
Okay.
It's too late for you. You're already in the hole.
Pretty sad.
Anyway,
to finish up the show,
we were talking about
marriage.
Yes, we were talking about marriage, and you know what?
50% of marriages end in
divorce. And Sky had the lovely idea to come up with some of Hollywood's ugliest divorces.
So we got to talk about it, people.
Yes, and the first one that came to mind was Heidi Klum and Seal.
How funny was that? Because they were like renewing their wedding vows like every single year. They were all over each other. They were madly in love, and then all of a sudden one day, boom.
One day it was just gone, and back in January 2012, it was over with, and it quickly,
and
like
she
a
was
lot
dating her bodyguard. How convenient.
And Seal was going very public about it. And I think at one time she said Seal was either verbally or abusive or whatever, and that happens a lot. It's he say, she said. You know, he had anger problems and stuff. But Seal's 49, and Klum was 39. They had been married for 7 years, and then that shit went sour. Quick.
Yeah, and do you know that she had a fortune of $70 million?
Yeah, I didn't, you always think about it, but I was thinking, yeah, man, Heidi Klum was a model, and they make big money. And people are like, well, Sill's well off. I'm like, okay, Sill had a couple decent albums, but that was a while back.
Yeah,
he was just a well-liked artist.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared to a supermodel. It's just the same, people say the same thing about Tom Brady and Giselle. Like, Giselle's worth a lot of fucking money. They're very,
powerful couple. Well, the next one
was a joke. And that was Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries.
I mean, was that even a marriage? I mean, how long were they married?
It was a 72 days. 72 days.
Yeah, and what's his name? Chris Humphries thinks that she was already having an affair with Kanye West because he wasn't even at the wedding, and they were such close friends, supposedly.
Now, the funny thing was, the marriage obviously was only 72 days, but all the fiasco and all the crazy shit that happened after the marriage, I mean, I think it was, what was it? It was like, when did they get divorced? They were married.
They just got divorced because I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I keep up with that shit.
They filed for divorce on Halloween of 2011.
It took forever.
And they filed for divorce, and they literally just got divorced at the beginning of June. The beginning of June. Halloween of 2011.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, after being married for 72
freaking
days.
She almost had a baby while she was married to someone else. I mean,
and the judge just pushed it through and said, you guys are ridiculous.
It's insane. And she had her lovely daughter, Northwest, who, where's the picture?
Yeah.
Kim?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
You see the royal baby, but you can't see their baby. This was a very interesting divorce. And why I found it interesting was because the divorce I'm talking about is Kelsey Grammer and Camille Grammer, who had been married for 13 years. But during that 13 years, and there was no prenuptial agreement in place. And that, to me, if you were Kelsey Grammer, she was a very smart girl. I don't know if I should say she was.
I don't think she had anything before that.
And if she did, then hey, you know what? We don't know because we only give you half the news. But, high five, yeah.
That's right, girl. That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. But the thing is that he had $100 million fortune.
Holy shit!
$100 million fortune. So I don't know if she was the smart one or he was the dumb one. I don't know. But it was, he said his biggest parting gift was, to his ex-wife agreeing to do the Bravo reality show.
I saw her on there.
Huh?
Yeah, I watched that show.
Yeah. And, it just ended up, ugly for a while. But anyway, I think sometimes, with divorces, it's funny because attorneys will make it ugly, and then when you're a celebrity.
They're like, keep on giving us money because you're paying for our fucking beach house.
Oh, yeah. And if you're a high powered, divorce attorney and you're representing celebrities that have millions of dollars, that fueled with the paparazzi and the media, oh my God, it can make any divorce get nasty. I would just see it very hard if you were a big time Hollywood couple to divorce admirably. It would be hard. Anyway, John Gosselin and Kate Gosselin, who were really,
where have they been?
After she did Dancing with the Stars, he fell off the radar after the divorce.
I know. And what happened to her? I mean, she had some work done and she looks all,
and she did Dancing with the Stars but that was a train wreck from, I just never saw that being good because it's like, you got 8 kids, you got enough stress in your life.
She wanted a lot of attention all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I think
she got some work done and she's like, look at me, I'm a hot mom.
Right. And what was up with him?
I don't know.
Did you ever watch that show?
No.
As I pick my nose. I never watched it either.
No.
I never had an interest in it, Yeah. And anyway, those are examples of 2 early reality stars that just gone off the radar.
Gone.
This divorce, Heather Mills,
expensive as shit,
and Paul McCartney.
Fucking crazy.
Yes, he wrote her a check to vent after his volatile divorce, which ended up with him writing a check for $48.7 million.
I'll take it.
$48.7 million.
That's insane.
Okay. It's just, he basically just made that song, nothing too much, just out of sight with the rants and everything. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know why Paul McCartney even got married again, because I'm going to tell you what, if I got married, first of all, I've never been married, but if I got married and had to write a check for $48.7 million,
this crazy bitch off your back,
I would never get married again. I just never would fucking get married again. That. Because at some time, and I don't know, I just, you know, he got married for the third time to this New York businesswoman, Nancy Chevelle. And he's already remarried again, and I'm thinking, okay, do you have a prenup?
But why? Like, what is the point? Like, being married to someone, I mean, I know a lot of people believe in marriage, but does it make you love someone more? I
would do it like Clooney, George Clooney, because he's in.
Well, he serial dates.
He serial dates, and he has great relationships, and they, you know, I think for him, for his lifestyle, he is a person that, and you know, in these marriages, these elaborate Hollywood marriages or celebrity marriages, they don't have, it's very hard to have a lot of normalcy in your life. When one's working, the other one's working with the media and stuff like this.
Together.
Yeah, it's just tough. And if you know you're going to be in that environment and it's going to be very hard for you to have a relationship that succeeds, then you probably don't want to try to get married. You know, you probably just want to be in a relationship where you're dating the person, like kind of like you saw.
Look at Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. They've been together for how many years? Like 30 years?
And they're not married, are they?
They're not married, but they're life partners.
Yeah, they're life partners, and they don't have the pressures of all that of the marriage. Like, okay, if they needed to take a break.
What is really different when you're married?
I think the difference for them in this is this. If they do something, then they're not married, and they say, okay, they can be apart. It's not as much emphasis. Yeah. If somebody else is to get married, and you're married, and then you take a break and then you're separating. Yeah. It's a legal thing. It's a legal thing. So all of a sudden, everybody gets winds of it. There's documents. That bringing the law into your relationship makes everybody have a little bit more access to it. And I think if you're a celebrity, you know, I think if I was a celebrity, I don't think, until my career is over, I don't think I would be married. No. You know, then once my career was over, then I'd settle down, you know? Anyway, who else do we have on the list?
Denise Richards and Charlie Sheen. I remember when they were married.
Just, you know, Charlie Sheen, I mean, this shit went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Well, that's because he kept, like, seeing hookers and
porn stars and Charlie Sheen.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. And it made countless headlines.
I mean, I love Charlie Sheen.
I do too, because it's funny.
Not to be married to. No.
But he just lost it a couple times. And Charlie Sheen has definitely battled with his demons. And I mean, it hit tabloid stuff. And then I think at one time, Charlie Sheen
was calling his 2 daughters and the mother of his children the effing C word.
Yeah, and other things too.
And other things.
Go dropping N-bombs and shit. Like, calling little kids a man. I mean, oh my God. But it tells you how low he got at one point. And then obviously, the cool thing about that is that, you know what? They put all their indifferences aside and they're making it work.
Now they're getting along. So let's
what?
Let's talk about the last one.
Madonna and Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
That's not the last one.
I think it should be.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Madonna and...
Whatever.
Madonna... Oh my God, I'm getting ready. Can I still have... Okay, I thought I lost my mic for a second. Madonna and Guy Ritchie.
Check.
That was... another one that wasn't even here in the States, but you heard about it all over the world. Now, Richie is, you know, he bitched about it.
Where did he go?
He's back in a relationship. He's got a girlfriend, Jackie Ainsley, and they're expecting their second child together. He's moved on. He's like gone back.
He fell off the face of the earth.
He fell off the face of the earth, became more of like a family man and stuff, and obviously still does his work, where Madonna's just dating young guys. She just went back to her MO, you know, I'm just gonna fuck a bunch of young guys. And hey, good for you, Madonna, because you know what, if you can do that, have fun, you know? Yeah. Anyway, the last one is Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin. And you gotta laugh about this.
You gotta love Alec Baldwin. He just
he's
goes into
a fucking spaz.
Rage and crazy, man. He
rages on ex-wives, the paparazzi, everything, right?
Didn't he beat up a paparazzi?
Fuck, more power to him. They're
like,
annoying as fuck.
And he's still doing all those credit card commercials because people still love him.
Yes, and now but I will say, Alec Baldwin Kim Basinger seems like she's in a great place. Alec Baldwin seems like he's in a great place after he just recently married that yoga instructor, Hillary Thomas or something.
Did they have a baby already?
I don't know, but I know his daughter, who he has with Kim Basinger, Ireland, she was the flower girl and stuff like that. So, you know, the cool thing is you look at all this shit when it's happening, when they first get divorced and it's ugly. And most of these situations now have simmered down and it's good shit. Yeah. You know? Anyway,
it's all good.
That's Kevin and Sky's marriage counseling for all you people. And
that's right. So follow it or not.
Yeah. You know, I don't have to follow it because anyway, guys, we're out of here. Loved having you.
Follow us on Twitter. Co-host Sky, right? Is that my Twitter? I think it is. Co-host Sky, and mine is Kevin White Show. Follow us on Twitter. Go over to iTunes and push the subscribe button and tell your friends about it. And if you're watching us on one of the video sharing sites, more than likely YouTube, push the subscribe button. That's right, guys.
We're ghosts. See ya. God damn! Some sensitivity, man. That motherfucker ain't handicapped. Just straight bust me in my head with a goddamn suitcase.
That sounds like an alarm. What is
That's dangerous. You don't want to do that, okay?
Danger.
Right up to danger. He's like, hey.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Hey.
Holy complications.
Hey, Robin. So I'm giving out compliments, you know. Telemundo. But anyway,